Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle and triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. Thank you for joining us today for this episode of Her Version. The Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from listening to other people's stories. Today, I am speaking with two amazing women, Lucy and Alicia. I'm sorry. It was like Patrice, Alicia. Which one is it, girl?
Long story, but Patrice Alicia is Alicia I go by. My government name is Patrice. But long story about that name. I love Alicia.
Alicia, Lucy and Alicia. I am super excited to listen in on their journey and hear what they are up to now. Welcome, ladies. How are you?
Fabulous. Thank you for having us. Actually, so excited to be on the show, Sabrina. And I'm so happy that that the highest power have actually appointed you to really come and really do this for every woman, not just women, but everyone. So thank you so much for this. It's really great.
Thank you. Thank you. I so appreciate that. So I would love to just kind of jump in. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go first. Awesome. Well, my name is Patrice Alicia Leys. Go by the wonderful name is Alicia. I wonder why people have middle names and don't use them, But I find that that name is very special to me because I was named by a very wonderful woman that was my grandmother that continues to be with me. So I figured, you know what, let me use that because I'm a part of her. She's actually in me. But anyway, I was born in Jamaica. My family are Panamanian Jamaicans. Migrated to England when I was 5 years old and actually came to the US when I was 9. Pretty much, I am my field of practice. Basically, I work with people from all walks of life, just basically helping them, to improve their lifestyles, and that's my duty is to help them to improve their lifestyle, to live more of an intentional lifestyle. So, I mean, I hope that wrapped it up into its entirety.
I love it. I love it. Lucy.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Lucy Goodridge, and originally from Trinidad and Tobago, so the beautiful island of Trinidad. I came here when I was 13. So I've been here for a very, very long time, went to school here, graduated from college here, actually here in Miami. And what do I do? So I did personal training for many, 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 many years, 30 plus years, by the way. So I am a glamour as well. Two beautiful, beautiful little girls, 4 and 5. And what do I do now? I did personal training and physical therapy for many years, but now I actually trade in the foreign exchange market, Forex and cryptocurrency. That's currently what I do.
I love it. I love it. It's so exciting. I'd love to hear more about that. So, I'd like to kind of just start out, this podcast is all based around encouraging and inspiring women to recognize that just because their backstory is a certain way doesn't mean that their story going forward has to stay on that same journey or that same path. We can pivot, and we can pivot several times throughout our life. It's not like we just have to make one decision and make one pivot and that's then our destination. We can pivot as many times as we want. So I love bringing on powerful women like both of you who have been through a journey, who have a story, who have pivoted and can now stand here powerfully and speak about, what it was like and what it felt like and where you are now and the journey that you took to get to that point. So my question is, what is the greatest challenge that you have gone through in your life? And then what did you learn from that challenge?
Well, I'll take my rounds. My greatest challenge was finding out who I really am. I got into the world of wellness as an holistic practitioner, helping people from all walks of life. But I didn't quite know exactly how and who I was, what I was made up of. I didn't know what the intricate parts of my development was and where I was going. When you start to see things, the challenge for me was just seeing things and just saying, oh, that's what to explore. That's what I need to be. That's what I didn't know who, didn't get in touch with myself. They say when children are growing, their developmental stage, they're trying to find themselves at a certain age and developmental period. They're actually more trying to find themselves, so they're getting into all type of different things, so that they can explore. And my challenge was I was exploring a little longer than I thought the others, I trying to get it. Once I had to go through situations. We all go through situations to really come to, okay, let's sit back. They say when you hit 40, the light bulb goes off. And for me, when the light bulb went off, it was a challenge like, oh my gosh, how didn't I know that from before? Why didn't I make action from then? So the challenge was for me now, as in having patience with my growing process, most I can say.
Love it. Lucy.
So I would have to say that my greatest challenge in life was probably having to be a single mom and raise my children pretty much with the help of God. It was my children and I on our backs and God literally going through the world and tackling the world together. That was probably the biggest challenge. What did I really learn from that? It really taught me about perseverance. It taught me about myself. I really learned who I was. There was many times where I had to just do things on my own and didn't really have anyone to help out. And it wasn't always easy. I learned to lean on God. I learned to rely and depend on him. And I knew at the end of the day that he would always have my back, no matter what challenges that I went through, that he would always show up for me. So it taught me to really, really, strengthen my faith, and I came out of my situation because, we all have a situation. I came out of my situation, definitely a better, stronger person, that can actually teach other women, how they can actually come out of any situation that they go through, stronger, better, because you're going to go through things in life that you didn't plan, and so to be able to go through it, get through it, and still come out smelling like roses, is pretty awesome.
Not hearing you.
Yeah, we're not hearing you either.
Do you have a specific, Lucy, do you have a specific story of single motherhood for you that kind of sums up what you went through?
To sum it all up, well, I got married, did all the right things, and didn't work out. My husband got into trouble, and so basically, I was left to raise my kids on my own. And so that was a culture shock, waking up the next day and literally life changed, and had to figure out what I was going to do next. And so, thank God I had parents that came forward to help me out, my parents. And that was a big, big help there. But moving forward, it was pretty much, the kids and I, pretty much figuring it out, how we were going to survive in this world, Yeah. And being that I was not originally from this country didn't make it any easier because my family weren't really here in Miami with me. So I had family all over. The support wasn't really there as much. So I had to lean on sometimes good friends or just, like I said, the help of God.
Absolutely. When you think about, your life as a whole and everything that you've come face to face with up to this point, what would you say is the biggest lesson that you've learned?
The biggest lesson that I learned was really to, face your fears, because we all have fear, face your fears, because fear is what keeps you from accomplishing the things in your life that you really want to accomplish. So face your fears and really go after whatever it is you desire. I've always taught my children to do that. If your goals and your dreams, whatever they are, go after whatever it is, because at the end of the day, you can only fail if you don't try. So you go after your goals and go after your dreams, whatever they are. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let fear prevent you from accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish. And you will never know unless you try.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. What about you, Alicia?
The lessons that I've learned, so many key ones that have actually helped me guide me through. It's pretty much there's nothing in life that once you put your intention in them and you put a strong desire and passion, there's nothing in life that you won't be able to achieve if you don't put that number one ingredients in there. And it have helped me in so many different areas, from being a woman that was in an abusive relationship and thought that I wasn't able to get out of it because financially I didn't have it. Also, I didn't feel that I had enough faith, even though I was raised into a faith-based home. I didn't feel I lost it. So I have learned to have an intention. And when you're on that intention, whatever it is, and that was to pretty much get me out, because that was the only thing I felt that could have got me out of my situation, was to have a strong intention, because my whys was making me cry. And once I started to cry, I started to feel the vibration in me very deep that have actually start empower the intentions of going for what I want, and knowing that no matter what, so faith was actually taking path, you know, that was the only thing that was helping me. So I always build from the lesson of having faith and just do it anyway, just like Nike, just do it, you know?
Yeah.
More to say.
Yeah, definitely. Where you are now as far as where you are now as far as um your power, your confidence, all the courageous things that you have gone through. Most individuals have had to overcome some sort of limiting beliefs that they've had in their life, whether it was given to them culturally or by society or by their parents or their grandparents or their friends or school. What would you say is one of the limiting beliefs that you really had to take a hard look at and set aside in order to get to where you are now?
My social environment was my limitation, feeling that um my circle, I couldn't get out of my circle, so I felt that I was limited, I was in a box, where that's where I was. Once I started to step out of the box, meaning getting out of my social environment, I started to see a different view. So it's even to the point right now where when someone says, they want to put me into a box. Oh wow, want to put me into a box. I have a big issue because everything is geometry. It's sacred geometry. So I always want to change that box into maybe a triangle or make a circle. I want to step out of the box, and I don't want them ever, even, simple things that you may think is simple, even as a logo. I never want and ever want to be into a box, because once I got out of that box of my circle, which were all women that they were in their abusive relationship because their grandmother, mother been in it, and they were just told that you have to grow, you have to stay with him, you have to do. But once I step out, and again with the intentions of becoming better, I feel that is definitely, I'm nowhere the person where I was yesterday that I am today.
What is sacred geometry?
Sacred geometry. The term sacred geometry having to do with different design of images, and images that have been used on our currencies. Those are power, the pyramid structure. Sacred geometry having to do with how frequencies as well, how the power of frequency works with the design, the geometry. Sacred geometry having to do with how, because frequencies has a lot to do with the structure of a geometry. And that's why even with currencies like the dollar bill, there's a pyramid structure. There's a reason for the pyramid. There's everything that is on such powerful things, even at the White House, they have sacred geometry. Even in secret society, there's a sacred geometry. So even the way how your home is designed is a sacred geometry. So, and that all having to do with frequency, and that all have to generate with power, and also the frequency within you, because we're built on frequency. So when you're in a box, that's a frequency, and that box is limited. When you're in a circle as the heart, it's circulatory. It's a little deep, but sacred geometry having to do with the structure, the frequency within the structure, and the dynamics of it. So anything that you're doing, even when you're working towards goals, you have to have certain geometry and the image of it. So that's basically what that is in a compound.
Do certain shapes mean certain things?
Absolutely. The pyramid structure has meaning. If you don't mind, I'm so sorry. Let me grab a cord here, because I see that this is about to die. So give me a moment, okay?
Yeah, of course. Lucy, limiting beliefs.
I would say for me it would be belief in your own self, and myself. So that's something that I definitely had to overcome, because sometimes you have people in your environment that will tell you that you can't do something, or you're not going to make it, or you're not going to be able to do this. And so what I had to learn was not to listen to the people, one, that didn't support you, or people, two, people in your environment that didn't serve you, and so you have to be able to overcome those fears, wherever it's coming from, and become the person that you need to be. Challenge yourself. So for me, it was literally overcoming those fears, my ability in myself to accomplish the things that I said that I wanted to accomplish the things that I said that I wanted to go after, and not listen to either the voices in your head that might make you feel like, no, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, I'm not able to, to be able to accomplish that. So I was able to overcome that, to where now I can actually feel confident in my own ability to be able to accomplish anything I put my mind, my heart, my soul into. It's just a matter of time, because I really believe things in life happens to us, but it's kind of how we react was what makes all the difference, because things are going to happen, but how you react about what happens to you, or what you do with what happens to you, is how you are going to actually win from that situation. So You're supposed to take from every situation the positive and move on and learn from it, right? You don't have control sometimes over certain things that do happen to you in your life, but you can take from it the positive, right? Every situation has a positive and negative in it. So you can take from it the positive and then move on and one, help other people with it, two, be a better, stronger person for yourself.
Definitely. I agree with that. I know that both of you are business owners and run your own teams of sorts. I'd like to ask you, what does success mean to you?
Success means to me getting the results that your intention was, that you manifested. For me, being an holistic practitioner, as a licensed massage therapist, a quantum, therapist that basically help clients to balance out their chakras in healing. A therapist that basically help people to look their very best. My result rate has been, I would say, and this is what I say, at least 95%. I say. Success for me is knowing that when my intention was set to help to elevate, lift, relief, pain from the body, and a client rise from the table and say, "Oh my gosh." My success rate has been where a client have actually invested in my craft, my skill, and they feel satisfied. My success is actually seen, whether it's a wrinkle effect, an oxidated cell that shows that, oh my gosh, it has tightened and collagen has produced, because our cellular system can be rejuvenated when you're incorporate the right tools. And when clients don't know these right tools, whether it's by what to use, how to use them, and how to think, when they don't know what they're made up of their cellular level, as 6 photons, 6 neurons, 6 electron, why they have a majority of a mass of their body, 60 to 80% of water, if not more, and how water is electricity, and how you're able to use electricity when you educate. And when they leave my room, being educated, one, which they didn't expect that they were going to get education, inspiration, motivated to continue, as well as, again, they have a relief in their body, or their image, and how they feel empowered. They're getting more than what they thought that they came for, they bargained for. That's success for me, knowing that I gave them their 100% plus more.
Absolutely.
That's success for me.
Fantastic. Lucy, what does success mean to you?
And that's a great question. I believe that success really is a multiple of different things, anything that you set your mind to accomplishing and you're able to do it, to me, that you're a success, right? If I decide that I want to, go to college for 4 years and get my bachelor's degree and become whatever it is I want to become after 4 years, then and I accomplish that, then I'm successful, because I've done exactly what I have decided that I wanted to do. So therefore, that's success to me. Now, in my instance, I was a successful personal trainer for many, many years, and I had many clientele. And for success in that field was really helping my clients accomplish the goals that they had set out to accomplish, whether it's losing weight or toning or strengthening, or just really feeling good, or just for health purposes. I also did physical therapy as well. So, which was, rehabbing them from injuries. I would get them after they were finished with their injury and they needed to strengthen their system. So if it was for that purpose, and I was able to accomplish that goal, then I was successful doing that. Now, for me, success is constantly changing. It's not like you get to the point where you're successful and then you stop. You know, for me, it's never evolving. It's forever evolving, right? And now it's what I do now. It's I have a team of amazing people who want to learn the skill set of trading in the foreign exchange market and the cryptocurrency market. So success in that for me now is really helping my team learn this skill set that can absolutely free them financially and allow them the ability to be able to kind of live life on their own terms. If they want to work a 9 to 5, they can. If they don't want to, they don't have to. Because once you learn the skill set, literally, it's really game over.
There's this whole hamster wheel that I think a lot of people feel as if they're on, whether it's health, whether it's finances, whether it's education, where they feel as if it's just never ending. They just have to keep acquiring more and doing more. In your opinion, at what point are we good enough?
That's a very powerful, interesting question that the entire world, both man, woman, chick, and child, is asking. It's never good enough. It's never good enough. To have a contrite spirit, it takes someone that have actually achieved something more than monetary values like money, or it takes self-worth. For me, I was in the industry, the financial industry, years ago as a mortgage processor, a mortgage broker, a title extractor, a title processor, and I was really chasing that for money because I was trying to find a way out and I wanted to learn, and I felt that since that was the next big popping thing, the mortgage industry, I was thinking that if I could learn from the bottom and take it from learning from the title processing end all the way to the mortgage processing end, that would be more money. And then, of course, we had a recession issue. After that, it was what's next. So it was never good enough. And what I found became good enough for me is when I found the desire to also heal myself, start working on me, because though I was looking for other things, other ways, money, because money, you want a certain education. I was going for all these things, to want to learn all these things, to be all these things, to have all these accolades to my name. I found that the biggest thing that was enough for me is when I actually started to invest in myself. Myself was to have the patience with myself. And that start becoming enough, because then I was feeling complete. So now everything else now that is coming, it's coming naturally for me. So that now I've come very humble, because the financial rewards and the accolades of having, the degrees and so have you, that was still not enough, because I wanted more. But once I found more was actually taking care of myself. And then from there, once I took care of myself, it was enough where I'm not searching for too much anymore. Is how I help other people now, so that they can find their enough. It's never enough.
Lucy.
For me, that good enough question is interesting. I'm always looking to better myself. I think if you get to the point where you've arrived, then what do you strive for? You're like, all right, I've already gotten to this point in my life. Therefore, you just become kind of complacent. You're not waking up with a new focus in mind every single day, or a new motivation, or something to go after, or something to focus on. So each time you have a different goal or a different focus, it gives you inspiration to wake up in the morning and say, all right, I'm doing this, and this. You're focused. You know what you're doing. You know where you're going, and you know what you're looking for. Now, not to say that, you could never arrive, but I think once you've gotten to a point, you know, there's always room for improvement, and you can absolutely give more. You can absolutely do more. You can absolutely help more. You know, if you're at a certain level and you can't help yourself, how are you going to even be able to help other people? You know? So I think success in that sense is, you know, are you able to give back? Are you able to pay it forward? Are you able to do more to help other people other than yourself? Because it's not really just about you. It's really about what can you do to help others in this world. It's not just about us. So if we get to the point where we're happy and we have what we need, I'm good. You know, what else could you do for other people? You know, that's my focus.
What's your thought process on individuals who are suffering but still not improving as far as that whole topic of being good enough? What's your thoughts on that, Lucy? Let's just start with Lucy.
Suffering but not improving. It's a mindset. I think it's a mindset, because if your mindset, it's whatever you focus on. You know, whatever you focus on expands. You know, I have read a lot of self-improvement books over the years, and it really does make a difference what you think about, how you think about yourself, what you envision. So if you focus on the negative, guess what? You're out there creating more of the negative. If you focus on the positive, you're out there creating more positivity. Some people say, why does all bad things always happen to me? You know, well, it's possible that your energy, you know, and Alicia is talking about energy, right? And your energy can be pulling those things. It's possible. So how we think, how we feel, what we are giving off, what we're saying, how we're saying it, all matters, because we're creating constantly with our thoughts, with our words, with our actions, how we treat people. So all of those things matter, you know, when it comes to what results you're getting for yourself. So if you find that you're constantly getting more negativity, negativity coming your direction, maybe you need to switch the way you are speaking, the words that are coming out of your mouth. What are you saying? Because whatever you're saying, you are creating more of possibly what you don't want.
Definitely. What about you, Alicia? When you see people in and around your world who are struggling, complaining, but refusing to do any sort of improvement because they feel like they're just good enough?
Well, first and foremost, when that is happening, it's because there's an imbalancement into the psychological, physical, and the emotional system of our chakras. And they say you are what you eat. If a person is feeling that they're enough and no changes, that is basically coming from particular chakra imbalance. We have our root chakra. Our root chakra deals with creativity. It deals with reproductive. It deals with, and that's reproductive meaning also reproductive system. So psychological, their thinking, the way they think and the way they behave, when you have enough information of how they continue repetition, because what happened is frequency, vibration, it comes directly from those chakras. So I'm able to tell because I'm in the field of working with electromagnetic frequencies through the body to help to pretty much stimulate and to eradicate more, to say, the behaviors, because that's more, the behaviors is linked to the psychological, the chakras is linked to the psychological, the physical, how they physical being in their body, how everything, like their diseases that they have in their body, is also linked to the chakras. So emotions, if they're jealous, and when we talk about the root chakra and the reproductive, also the sacral chakra, which is a little bit above that, that also affect with creativity and also sexual desires. Certain diseases are aligned to that. So I'm looking at when I'm working with clients or with clients, because I'm going to say speak more with clients, because with people in general, unless I'm intimate working with them, then I can get things more in its entirety. It's kind of hard, and I'm not a judge, so and I don't judge people. But when I'm working intimately with them, and after going through like the areas where they're affected, the diseases and so forth that they may have in their body, the way how they're thinking that they're not enough or they're jealous, we know that those areas of the body, of the chakras, those are the areas that are affected. What's why it's causing certain disease, causing certain emotional mishaps, and certain physical mishap. Like if they have hip flexors issues, hip flexors are having to do with the sacral as well as the root chakra. The solar plexus dealing with, which is a little bit above the little bit below the navel, having to deal with certain emotions of fear and jealousy and so have you. So when I see those things, I'm pretty much working with the energy, certain frequencies that will actually help them to eliminate those behaviors, bringing awareness as we move up to the heart for people who have issues with loving, with caring, with forgiving, wanting to fix other people's relationship and don't see theirs, going to that question, always wanting to fix others, but theirs is a hot mess. It comes from the heart. So the heart chakras, I always look at that. When they have heart issues, asthma, because it's very close, to the breastplate, the lungs. When we come to the communication, like they're not communicating clearly, it's usually the bank of the throat chakras. So when I see people and people coming in, different areas, oh, my neck is tired, I just had this, I know, automatically that there's something going on in these chakra areas, the throat, the communication. They normally have laryngitis or TMJ disorders, because we all have a TMJ, but disorders where they're not able to tap into their pineal gland, where they're not having faith and actually getting deeper into their realms of their sixth sense. They say we have five senses. It's really six. The intuitive, where they're not having that faith, where they're not having that belief, where they're not able to get into the people who say that they can't meditate. It takes them a little harder for them to meditate. Those are the things that I see psychologically that I'm not a psychologist by no chance, but people feel that I am. The crown chakra, having to deal with the universe, our gods. When we were pierced from the mom's womb, we were pierced from the womb to the crown. The universe already have our number. So our behavior, how we behave, once that's, off balance, that actually affect how we behave and how we talk and how we think and how we deal with people. So to answer, I hope I didn't go off too much off tantrum, but when I see people come to me or I'm around people, and I see these behaviors, I know that those chakras is off. And it's not one chakra. It's usually when one chakra is off, the other chakras is going to be off. It's just one is more predominant than the others.
Makes sense. 100%. Definitely. As far as, we obviously, you guys are both in business. I would love to learn more about what you do. The name of your companies and kind of how you help the humans, how people can find you. I do want to give a quick shout out. We have 42 people listening live right now. So thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us. For those of you watching on the replay, if you have made it this far, please make sure that you hashtag replay wherever you are so that we can send you some love on whatever platform you are listening on. Alicia, I guess let's just start with you since we've been doing that thus far. Love to know what you do, what the name of your company is, and where people can find you on social media.
Absolutely. The name of my company is Life Balance Wellness Center and Travel Spa. I offer traditional services that would normally be, referred in spas, brick and mortar spas. I actually bring it into the luxury, the homes location of my clients, and I do travel nationwide. Life Balance Wellness Center is just basically, with people that are living in this life, and the center is really you. It's not a place. It's within you. Um, I on my website is www.lifebalancewellnesscenter.com. My Instagram, which I'm very prominent on, my Instagram is LBWC_travel spa. What I offer is what's called electromagnetic frequency therapy treatments. It also having to do with balancing. I use frequencies. Frequencies are used, engineers in music uses frequencies. So I actually work with what's called scalars. And scalars, what scalars do, it generates frequencies, different frequency hertz, just like you would do like a sound healing. So I do light therapy, a Pandora Star. It's very huge in Europe. Pandora Star is one of my modalities that I use to pretty much open up the pineal gland and help individuals to heal in my massage practices and without massage treatments. And this is basically, we use sound, which is sound bowls. We also use lights because our chakras are based on lights. And, it helped to also heal the electromagnetic fields in our body. Our brain is an electromagnetic field. So I treat the body in the entire whole, holistically. So again, LBWC_travel spa. Please go ahead and check me out. If you have any questions, please go ahead and send a DM, and I answer pretty, give me about 24 hours, but yeah, if you have any questions or anything, I will be more than happy to work with you.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Lucy, what do you do? How do you help the humans, and how can people find you?
Can't hear you.
I still have some clients that actually do reach out and they still want me to help them and work with them with personal training, physical therapy. You could definitely find me on my IG handle. I am on Facebook as Lucy Goodridge, good, and then Ridge, RIDGE. That's my Facebook name. But IG would be I and then AM, Lucy, LUCY.G. And that's my Instagram. I do have another Instagram. I just started it not that long ago. It's just really focused on giving back to my followers, free tips on fitness, wellness, health, eating, all of that good stuff, because that is my passion, helping people in that field eat healthy. Like Alicia said, you are what you eat. It's absolutely true. Eat healthy, exercise, water, the whole 9 yards. So I give a lot of free advice on there. So that's official_Lucy.G. And the biggest, newest focus that I'm focusing on, I actually have been doing this now for a little over 4 years. And it's funny when you had brought up the question about success and if it's ever evolving or ever enough. And so I switched fields completely and learned something completely new. No clue had I ever done any of this before. But I had a little bit of stock knowledge. I did do some stocks. And I did do some mutual funds investments. I did have a license in that field for about 11 years. And so I did have a little bit of that, but I knew nothing about cryptocurrency and I knew nothing about the Forex market. But I definitely had a desire to learn. So when you have a desire to learn something, you can always do something new. So I've been in that field now for a little over 4 years and I've mastered it. So exciting. So my whole goal really is to help other people master it as well. So you could definitely find me on my IG handle. I am Lucy.G. And you can at least shoot me a DM. Let me know that you saw the show. And if it's really about bringing awareness, because I did not know this market existed a little over 4 years ago. And now I'm an expert in this field only because I plugged in. The company that I learned from is I Am Mastery Academy. And they're the ones that actually taught me how to actually master the skill set, how to learn how to trade, how to enter the market. And you can literally learn how to trade from your own home, your phone or your computer. Really, it's not complicated. It requires a little bit of time, but absolutely for people, for women, for everyone that want to learn the skill set, you actually have the ability to learn it, master it, and absolutely make money on your own terms. So, if you want to work from home, especially COVID showed us that, hey, we need another opportunity possible to be able to have income coming in. So if that's something that you want to take advantage of, that's definitely, this is a process that you can actually learn, that you can actually take advantage of and actually make money from.
I love that. What's your big dreams for your business?
Mm-hmm. So for my business, really, my goal is to empower and enrich 100,000 people. That's my goal, to actually empower their lives with this skill set, because it is so life-changing.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Alicia, what's your big dream for your business?
Mine is to empower many people from all walks of life to be inspired and also to be educated and motivated to want to help themselves, to heal themselves naturally. Um, to touch him, before it was, I wanted to touch with my big hands. I wanted to touch as many bodies. I would have to say I've touched over 10,000 people in my lifetime in my practice. So I want to touch millions now. And pretty much that's, I actually met Lucy sometime, and I know that your financial health is very important, as well as your physical health. And without financial health, you won't be able to afford physical health. So I pretty much, my goal is to pretty much educate people on how to heal themselves, how to have patience, and how to learn about the chakras and frequencies, learn more and be inspired to do better for themselves. It's more of like I said, an intentional lifestyle.
I love it. Absolutely love it. So I want to close up with my last question, which is, what do you wish for?
Go ahead, Lucy.
Why, thank you. So what do I wish for myself, for humanity, for humankind? Just what do I wish? Okay, so I wish for, that's a great question. I wish for a world where we all can get along and where we all can coexist and love on one another. That's what I would really wish for.
Absolutely. What about you, Alicia?
For many people to come and swarm me as a Swami army when I have multiple retreats, so I can hug, share the information in its entirety so that they can be empowered to help others, because then I know I'll be hitting the mass. That's what I wish for.
I love it. Absolutely. Very cool. Well, I thank you both for being here. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to sit down, chat, share some of your journey with us and some of your knowledge that that people need to hear. This is the kind of stuff that individuals don't know enough about. We're told from a very young age that as long as we go to school and as long as we believe in something spiritual, that all of the issues, all of the challenges, all of the struggles won't be there. And we're looking around in the world, and there's struggle, there's challenges, there's things that people are going through, and they don't have the knowledge to be able to get through those things. And it's sitting down with women like you who are sharing these little bits of nuggets of information that really allows people to open their eyes, think of things differently, do more research on things that resonate with them. So for those of you that are listening live, I would so appreciate it if you were to connect with Alicia and Lucy. Their information is in the ticker bar below. Social media, I'm sure, is on Alicia's website there. And then also they are tagged, I think on Facebook, but one of them. So go ahead and click in, link with them, say hello to them. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to say hello to you. I'd like to close up now. Thank you so much for joining us here on Her Version. This community is expanding every single day and is filled with females who are striving to do better than they did yesterday. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. If you have an amazing story to share, I've struggled to triumph, make sure to reach out to me here at herversion.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I'm so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others